A brief history of Mussolini's youth before his rise to power. Benito Mussolini was born in Biography, Italy, in July 29 of 1883. He expressed pride in his humble origins, and he considered himself a man of people. His father was a socialist journalist, and his mother was a schoolteacher. He attended to many different schools, changing constantly thanks to his aggressive behavior. At the age of 19, he left Italy for Switzerland, again constantly changing jobs. He became a man with large knowledge by experiencing many jobs and reading about theorists and philosophers, while improving his political and public speaker reputation. He was imprisoned various times due to expression. This caused his name to be mentioned, creating fame. In 1904, when he returned to Italy, Mussolini started working as an editor in socialist newspaper, Avanti, where he expressed anti-militarist, anti-nationalist, and anti-imperialist thoughts, which will be changing later for the total opposite, mobilizing not only to himself, to the people too. Mussolini fought in the war, where he developed a new type of thinking, modifying socialism and creating a new movement in Italy, fascism. This new ideology involved totalitarian doctrine and nationalist movement.
Benito Mussolini was a fascist dictator. He in fact is considered the father of fascism, who inspired other dictatorships such as Hitler's. However, this wasn't always like this. Before, he was very into socialist ideas because of his father. For some time, he edited a socialist newspaper. Then at 29 years old, he was secretary of the Socialist Party and even supported the idea of the violent overthrow of Italy. However, he became a charismatic dictator and developed something he called fascism, considered the opposite of socialism, or it could also be a great exaggeration of socialist ideas. On the other hand, fascist economy is characterized for being anti-liberal, anti-market, and anti-capitalist. In the words of Benito Mussolini, fascism frontally rejects the doctrines of liberalism, both in the political and economic fields. And as Adolf Hitler said, we are enemies of the capitalist economic system. In other words, this economic system of fascism is a planned economy controlled and directed by a centralized organ of power.
Mussolini was the founder of the fascism and leader of Italy from 1922 to 1943. He allied Italy with the Nazi Germany and Japan into World War II. He provided military support to Franco in the Spanish Civil War. Increasing cooperation with Nazi Germany culminated in the 1939 Pact of Steel. Also, he was influenced by Hitler. Mussolini began to introduce anti-Jewish legislation in Italy. His declaration of war on Britain and France in June 1940 exposed Italian military weakness and was followed by a series of defeats in North and East Africa and the Balkans. In July 1943, Allied troops landed in Sicily. Mussolini was overthrown and imprisoned by his former colleagues in the fascist government. In September, Italy signed an armistice with the Allies. The German army began the occupation of Italy and Mussolini was rescued by German commandos. He was installed as the leader of a new government, but a little power. As the Allies advanced northwards through Italy, Mussolini fell towards Switzerland. He was captured by the Italian partitions and shot on April 1945.
Under Mussolini's dictatorship, human rights were violated. To begin with, Mussolini's lectures killed people who opposed to Mussolini's regime. As he said, Italy wants peace and quiet, work and calm. I will give these things with love if possible and with force if necessary. Therefore, freedom of expression was very limited. And also, people could not choose fairly the leader they wanted, since Mussolini was the only one that could have ruled.
On July 24, the motion to remove Mussolini from power was approved, and in July 25, he was replaced by Pietro Badoglio. After these events, Mussolini was arrested. The announcement of Italy with the Allies provoked a reaction of Germany. At this moment, the royal family escapes, and Italy resists attacks coming from Germany. After these events, Mussolini is freed and the Repubblica Socialite Italiana is created. Now, Italy is divided ideologically and geographically. The center of the country is fascist. On November 4, American troops landed in the south of Rome. Mussolini never achieved total control over Hitler, and he never destroyed the old power of the country either. Armed forces were still independent, and the Catholic Church was recognized by him. Mussolini was compromised with old institutions. The Church was always in the Vatican and didn't recognize the Italian state. That change with Mussolini gave a large amount of money to the Church so that it will support the fascist regime. The Italian fascists promised too much and have little in comparison. They were soon overshadowed by a much more powerful movement, Hitler and Germany.
Saluto al Duce!